The Supreme Court just heard arguments that could wipe out Black representation in Congress. Today, a case over Louisiana's congressional lines is testing the limits of the Voting Rights Act. I'm Eliza Orland's career public defender for 15 years in Manhattan, and from what we heard in oral arguments today, the conservative justices seem ready to tear down one of America's most important civil rights protections. Here's what happened. Louisiana was forced to draw a second majority Black congressional district after courts found their original map likely violated federal law. But today, Louisiana argued that considering race at all when drawing voting districts is unconstitutional, even when it's done to protect minority voting rights. And here's the kicker: the Trump administration is backing them up. That's who's arguing on that side. During oral arguments, Justice Brett Kavanaugh, who's likely the swing vote on this case, seemed sympathetic to the idea that states shouldn't have to consider race indefinitely when drawing maps. He suggested that states should be free to pursue their own political objectives. Justice Sonia Sotomayor pushed back hard, pointing out that race has always been part of redistricting. She said, "My colleagues are trying to tease it out in this intellectual way that doesn't deal with the fact that race is used to help people." Here's why this matters. If the court strikes down Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, Republican-controlled states could immediately redraw at least 19 congressional districts to their advantage. We're talking about potentially shifting the balance of power in Congress for decades, if not forever. This case is also weird for another reason. If you recall, I did a video this year about a case that came before the Supreme Court in March. But instead of deciding, they called for a second round of arguments. That's extremely rare, and it suggests the justices are seriously considering a radical change to voting rights law. The conservative majority seemed skeptical today that the Voting Rights Act's protections are still needed. But without Section 2, states would basically have unlimited power to dilute minority votes through gerrymandering. Louisiana's new district elected Cleo Fields, a Black Democrat, to Congress. His seat and those of minority representatives across the South could be in jeopardy if the court rules against the Voting Rights Act. We probably won't get a decision until June, but based on today's arguments, one of the most important civil rights laws in America is in serious danger. So the question is, where does democracy go from here? Make sure you're following me for more because I will keep you updated.